What's going on, family? You back in the lab with Abel, man. Tonight we got a show. This is a spontaneous show, man. Pop-up show, pretty much, because pop-up live. Because I was seeing and hearing so many people. I was out and about today in the store, and somebody was talking about the Jeffery Epstein files. And then I got home and saw David Muir on 7. I think it was 7 o'clock news, talking about the Epstein files and how they still hadn't been released. And I was looking at it, right? And I'm like, there is no way possible ever that they're going to release these files. They just ain't. So if anybody who think they can release these files, you're wasting your time, you know? So we're going to get into tonight. I'm going to show a couple videos because we are truly we definitely distracted, like I'm distracted right now. Sorry about that. I am distracted right now. But let's get into it. Oh, I'm so sorry. My people, I'm so sorry. All right. Cool. Let's get into it. I didn't want to have y'all waiting like that. So we finna get right into this right now. All right, let's go here. Gotcha. Sorry about that. Let's go. All right, so people think you're gonna get these Epstein files, you're not. And if I'm the people in charge or whatever, or why am I gonna incriminate myself? I'm not. You know what I mean? You know how much probably heinous bull job is on these files? And these people is not about to make themselves look bad, destroy their legacy, destroy their family, because you want to see. Now, should they do that morally? Probably. If they did that, it should be held accountable, especially when you destroy families and children and did all this stuff. But other than that, most people is not going to do it. You know what I mean? And if I'm in charge, I probably wouldn't either. Let's just be honest. And unfortunately, none of us is in charge to hit the button to release these files. And it's going to take an act of Congress or the Most High going to have somebody to release these files. But I'm still seeing people talk about it. So let's get into it.
Department of Justice has released.
Sorry about that. I'm all over the place tonight. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. I'm all over the place tonight. I was trying to rush and get in here, and so we finna get to it now. Sorry about that. Let's get to it. Let's make sure I'm set up correctly. I jumped in here, and let's go. Now we're ready. Sorry, guys.
The Department of Justice has released less than 1% of the Epstein files. It turns out over 2 million documents are being reviewed, and it could take nearly a decade to review and disclose everything. This is despite the US government being legally required to release the majority of the files by the 19th of December 2025, but in reality making around 12,000 public, which were then criticised for being heavily redacted or missing key information. The department said that substantial work remains to be done, but pressure's mounting to make these files public.
So, like I was saying, you think if they do release them, man, they're gonna be so redacted, they're gonna look like a coloring book. They're not giving you these things, and we are so distracted of what's really going on in this world, man. We up here looking at the Jeffery Epstein stuff. We up here looking at the Renee Nicole Good, the woman that just got shot by ICE, man. There's so much the media is throwing in the news outlet stores. Throwing so much stuff at us, man, at one time, and keeping us distracted from what's really going on. You know, look at the job market. Look at the food market. People are losing homes. People are losing jobs. People are losing marriages. Those are the things we should be concerned about instead of what I could care less about. You know, and not saying, I'm not trying to say nothing bad about Renee Nicole Good. I'm not. But I can care less about what's going on in Minnesota because I'm trying to protect what I got going on here. Let's play a video from CNN talking about that certain scenario.
it is that it is providing an angle we have not seen before. And it does give a whole new perspective. It also, though, raises new questions. Kyung La is going to go through this slowly, bit by bit, out front with this special investigation to look at every piece of video, that one and all the others, to say, what is the story here? And of course, I warn you, when you put all of these together, you will have to see what happened again and again.
Out of the car.
For the first time, we are seeing the fatal Minneapolis shooting from the ICE officer's point of view, footage taken on his own cell phone. It's a critical angle of many cameras on the street that captured Renee Good's fatal encounter with ICE agent Jonathan Ross. Using surveillance footage, bystander video, and Ross's own phone, CNN synced multiple perspectives of the shooting and mapped this incident in 3D space. Taken together, they show the fullest picture yet of what happened that day. A home surveillance camera captures the moment Renee Good pulls up in a maroon-colored Honda SUV 4 minutes before the shooting. 20 seconds after she arrives, her passenger and wife, Becca, wearing a white beanie, gets out of Good's car. Good then parks the SUV perpendicular in the road. Here's how Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem described what Good did.
ICE officers and agents approached the vehicle of the individual in question, who was blocking the officers in with her vehicle, and she had been stalking and impeding their work all throughout the day.
Available video doesn't show any possible contact Good may have had with ICE before this confrontation. What this video does show is that for a few minutes, while she is perpendicular to the roadway, several vehicles drive by. Even large SUVs are able to drive around her as she moves back and forth on the street. And that includes this light-colored SUV. It slowly drives around Good's car from the rear and stops. Agent Jonathan Ross is recording video from his cell phone as he crosses in front of Good's car, recording as he sees her up close. She looks calm, and you can see both of her hands as she talks to the officer.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
Renee Good's wife, Becca, who had been the passenger in the car, approaches. Cell phone cameras on the street start recording as Ross walks around Good's car with Good's wife following.
I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Renee Good backs her car up as the agent walks around the front of the vehicle. At the same time, on the other side, 2 more agents approach. One tries to open the door as Good backs up. Good's vehicle starts moving. From Ross's cell phone video, you see Becca, the woman in the white beanie, trying to get into the car again. You also see Renee Good turning the steering wheel to the right.
Get out of the car.
She then accelerates. Slowing this down again and matching the exact time of these 2 angles. This angle appears to show the vehicle moving close to the agent. But in this angle, he does not appear to be in the path of the vehicle when he fired. Seconds later, Becca Good runs to her wife, followed by the agent who fired his weapon. He briefly looks into the driver's side of the car and then walks away.
Shame! Shame!
Now, what we cannot see in Ross's cell phone video is if the SUV made contact with the agent because the camera angle jerks up to the sky. But DHS still says it supports the agency's initial position, releasing this statement saying, quote, "The footage corroborates what DHS has stated all along, that this individual was impeding law enforcement and weaponized her vehicle in an attempt to kill or cause bodily harm to federal law enforcement. The officer was in fear of his own life, the lives of his fellow officers, and acted in self-defense. The American people can watch this video with their own eyes and ears and judge for themselves." The shooting itself, Aaron, is also not visible. You do, though, hear 3 gunshots. Aaron.
And see, that whole situation, man, is terrible. I heard 3 kids. She had 3 kids. She had moved up there from Kansas, Missouri, the Show Me State. So she moved from Missouri up to Minnesota. She wasn't there that long. She got involved with this. She was married to a woman. It just went bad, bro. And it went bad. And I won't pass judgment of what happened because there's so many different camera angles. You see, from one angle, it seemed like she hit the officer. From another camera angle, it doesn't seem like she hit. But at the same time, we're being so distracted all over the place, man. We're looking at the Epstein files. That's a distraction. Who cares about that? We're looking at this right here, the ICE agent trying to deport the illegals in what this shooting here. That's another distraction. We're looking at what's going on with Venezuela and how Trump went in there and got the president of Venezuela, Maduro. Man, that's another. We're being so distracted. The American people is being so distracted for what's going on, man. There's so much stuff going on to the point where you don't know where to look. You don't know what's going on. And now we talk about, I did a show earlier talking about how Greenland, we're looking at Greenland, how Trump, right now, President Trump said he's going to invade Greenland, and NATO said, hey, you're not going to do that. And man, it's all over the place. But what we should be looking at, what we should, as people, should be looking at is, can you take care of yourself? Because when all this stuff crumble, because I can care less when what's going on in the news. You know what I mean? I'm looking at it, and I'm going to show a couple videos. I'll stop it. I'm going to show this video. But people out here is losing their homes. People are losing their jobs. People can't afford to feed themselves. You know what I mean? And so when the light switch go out, let's say when the light switch go out, or in Iran, how they hit the internet and kill the internet. Hell, if they could do it over in Iran, they can kill the internet here and stop all the stuff that we're watching, stop everything that we're doing. So when the internet go out, or the power go out, or whatever, when this thing come to an end or a head, I'm challenging you all. Can you take care of yourself? And that's what the main thing we should be worried about. We worried about things that we got zero control over. Zero control over. Like those Epstein files, like Greenland, like Nicole Good, we got no control over that. But things like this, one of the next few videos that I'm going to be showing you, where people losing their homes and jobs and all that, that's what you should be concerned about. Let's get into it.
It's official? We're losing our home? I don't want to tell the kids. I don't want to tell them we have to move.
That'd be hard. That'd be hard, especially if you'd made been in that community for a long time. They got kids, they got friends at school. You got friends in the neighborhood. That'd be hard, knowing you're losing your house, knowing you got to move, knowing people gonna be talking about you. You know what I mean? That's what people do. People gossip. So they damn sure gonna be talking about you. So let's get into the next one. This gentleman here, so he thought he'd be in a better financial situation at the age of 40. And with the life, there things is going in this world here. You can lose it all tomorrow. And I always tell people that you one paycheck away or one medical crisis from being homeless. You're one bad day from losing everything. You know what I mean? So when people say they should be in a better situation by a certain age, with this economy and what's going on here, no, you're not. No, you're not, man. Things are so expensive. People are losing things. No, you're not. I know 70 and 80-year-old people, man, still having to work because Social Security is not enough. You remember when I was coming up as a youngster, you used to see the old heads, man, under the tree playing checkers or sitting at the barber shop or sitting at the corner store all day because they had retired. They was able to live off their pension and they was able to live off Social Security and be fine and take care of their family, feed themselves, have a car. You can't do that now. A lot of elders is having to stay in the workforce longer. A lot of people is being Walmart greeters. A lot of people is moving in. I did a show the other week, a live show where people having to move back in with their children having to move back in with their parents. Here where I'm at, they say it's take $32.50 just to live by yourself. But that was 2 years ago. With inflation, it's probably take $35 or $40 an hour just to live by yourself in an apartment. The average apartment is going for $2,000 here. The average home is going for $500,000 here. It's super expensive out here. That's why I always tell people, man, I don't look down on nobody. Because hell, it could be me. It could be you. You just never know what and when this thing will happen, the thing will bottom out. Let's get to another one, man. This lady says she's losing her home because her husband lost his good job. And that's another thing, man. The housing is so expensive where it take two incomes. Without them two incomes, you know, if one person loses his job, hell, it's gonna affect the whole household. It's gonna affect you, the kids, the dog, everything. Everything gonna go. So let's watch this one.
I know you guys want to know what's going on. My husband lost his really high-paying job back in December. And because of that, we got behind on the mortgage. And our house is gone. We're waiting right now to find out when we have to actually move out. But we know we don't have a lot of time. And I know you're going to say it's just a house and we'll find another one. We'll get to the point where we can buy another house, but it's our home. I don't want to give it up. I love my home. I love my house. I love my yard. I don't want to take that away from my kids. I don't want to uproot them and put their lives into upheaval, but we are. I'm on the verge of tears all the time. And I've had to fight off having a panic attack for the last few days. It's overwhelming. It's scary. I have to keep working. I can't take time off. I don't know how we're going to pack and move, and I'm gone. And it feels like the world is falling apart. Our world is falling apart. The outside world is falling apart. I know that we'll rebound, and I know that we'll get back to a place where things are better. But right in the moment,
it sucks. Right in the
terrifying.
moment, it sucks. I have been there. That's why I'm so passionate about these things I'm talking about. We so distracted, man. Focus on. I have lost a house. I have lost a car. I was much younger, but I did. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that now. So when I hear people going through that, yep, it sucked, man. It felt like my world was crumbling. But I rebounded. I got stronger. I didn't make those dumb mistakes no more. And we kept moving. And I kept moving. So I just tell anybody out here, keep moving, keep grinding, don't give up. We got another one, man. Guy said the worst thing when he lost his apartment, man.
Man, one of the most humbling experiences is losing your apartment, bro. Like, if you ever lost an apartment or had to move out your apartment because you couldn't afford to pay your bills, bro, you know exactly what I'm talking about, bro. I'm talking about that's the worst feeling ever. Like, you instantly go from being comfortable every night to being in your own bed to, man, sleeping on somebody's couch, man, having to go back to your mama house, man, all type of stuff. Like, people be saying, man, you come live with me, you can do this and the third, but, man, once you get over their house, they get to nitpicking about little small stuff that don't even really matter. Like, it'll push you to, you know what I'm saying, the pain of losing your own spot, really, man, will make you go out and get 2 jobs to keep your spot. Like,
yes,
man, I'm telling you, moving in with folks, bro, it's like one of the worst things you can do. People treat you so bad when it's only really a temporary thing, you know. Well, I say, man, keep your spot. Do not move in with nobody because they going to treat you as such.
I remember when I lost my spot, much younger, man, and I had to go live and sleep on my partner's couch for a while. That was the most humbling and uncomfortable way of life I had to go through, man. I had really nobody to turn to at that particular time. And I was too ashamed to go home and tell my people what had happened. So I've been there. I've been there. So I know exactly what this guy was talking about. And I know when you got to move back in with your parents. I've been there too. I had to. I was young. Fresh out of the military. I had to do some stuff. But hey, I'm not ashamed of that. That life made me who I am right now. So let's continue to go. Get another.
We have some big news right now. Corporations are announcing mass layoffs in droves. Amazon has announced that it will be laying off more than 14,000 members of its staff. Paramount has announced it will be laying off more than 1,000 members of its staff. UPS just this year has announced that it has laid off more than 40,000 staff members, and those numbers are expected to only grow as we head into the end of the year. And it's not just these three companies. More companies like Target and others are also announcing layoffs as the economy is really taking a tumble and the job market is not as strong as people would hope for. And at the same time, these companies are blaming AI for kind of taking these jobs. So you really have a perfect storm of events right now. You have these companies blaming AI to conduct layoffs. You have an economy that isn't adding new jobs. And at the end of the day, you have a job market that is extremely slowed down, and it's very difficult for a lot of Americans to actually.
Man, it's about to be a privilege to have a job and keep a job. It's my humble opinion. If you meet a person in the next 36 to 60 months that have a job and have a job that's paying a living wage, they are truly blessed. Because right now, man, it's getting bad out here, and people is losing jobs, and then you got the fast food jobs and the warehouse jobs. A lot of people is not taking. And a lot of people can't do either for a disability or they ain't in shape enough or they just don't want to. Is beneath them. Let me just say that. And I know a lot of people like, oh, no job should be beneath you. Some people feel like that. But when you're as the old folks you say, when your back touching your stomach because you're hungry, you'll take any job. Let's go to another one. This lady here worked for GM and they just got laid off.
People losing their livelihood and their families are depending on this. And the reason why it's so bad is because the economy is already unstable. The world is very unstable. And then the only stability one would have is their employment. People base their life on these type of jobs. The rug is swept under your feet with very short notice and very little time to prepare. Because we have been here a year. And a lot of people have left their old jobs. I actually came from another state just to be told this in 12 months. They treat their employees as disposable. GM makes billions because their employees help them to get billions. We slaved here for 10 and a half hours, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, just to say, see you later. We may give you a call next year. Mm-hmm.
Just a number. When you're in the job market, you are a number. And after I play this last one, I'm going to sit back and talk about the job market. And like I said, it's going to be a blessing to have a job. So I'm telling everybody to focus on your own skill set, focus on your gifts, and try to create your own job because you're a number. And people up top, they don't know you. And they say, no, when your number is called, hey, you might be number 49. They say, hey, let's get rid of 49 and you're out of here, man, unfortunately.
So I just got off a Teams call at work. I got a meeting invite this morning called Team Update. There was about 15 people on the call. Our VP just terminated our positions. I'm feeling really upset about it. In tech right now, a lot of layoffs are happening. Who knows, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. I like my job, I enjoyed my job, but I didn't love it as much as I used to. And I know that you're not supposed to always love your job. A job is a job. A job is to make money so that you can provide for your family. And I was very fortunate to have that job and to work with all the people there and learn all the things, level up my abilities. Thursday, I didn't think today was gonna be like this.
Yeah, you just never know when the day is your last day, and that's anything. So that's why I tell people, let's get into it. We're going to talk about America being distracted, and we're going to talk about we're worried about the wrong things. I tell people, man, you need to focus on a skill set that you can provide for yourself. Like you say, all these people losing jobs and homes. Can you go out and generate enough income to take care of your family without a job? While you got a job, you need to be sharpening your skills. No matter what it is, you might be a baker, you might be a mechanic, you might be a carpenter, you might have plumbing skills, you might need to know how to grow food, you might be a farmer. Whatever your skills are, I tell people you should start honing in on them because you're going to need them. You're going to need them in a minute. You never know who you're going to be able to provide for and take care of. Most of us, most people, and I said this, most people cannot even grow food. We so used to and conditioned to going to the grocery store and buying whatever we need. We can't farm. Hell, I don't have no farming skills. And I'm looking at it, I was telling my wife, I need to start playing with seeds and seeing water and checking the temperature. So if it ever comes to the point where I can't go to the grocery store no more because there's no longer, I need to be able to feed my household. And people don't understand this thing can shut down like that. Just like these people losing their jobs, they go to work one day and they go on the next day. The supermarket can be like that. Let civil unrest happen. The first thing people gonna do is break into grocery stores and take everything in there. So if you at least got something in your house to hold you over, you damn screwed. And then I tell people another thing that a lot of people, when I'm saying you worried about the wrong thing, not only that you can't provide food for yourself, a lot of people can't even protect themselves. A lot of people can't even keep a grown person off you. Can you keep a grown person off you? If you had to defend yourself out here, just say, hey, the world with the hell in the handbasket, and you got groceries trying to walk back home, and you got some hooligans won't need your food. Can you protect yourself and protect your food and protect your family without a weapon? A lot of people can't because we ain't in the gym, we ain't working out. A lot of people can't even do 5 push-ups. That's what I'm telling people, man. Can you keep somebody off your ass if you had to? A lot of people can't without a weapon. That's why everybody carrying the weapon. People in your mind think, oh man, I'm still surgical with these. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. You ain't fought in 30 years. How these things still work? You hit somebody, break your wrist, break your hand. You ain't surgical with these. That's the old you. The average person hadn't fought. I know I'm talking to some youngsters said they've never been in a fight in their whole life. So how can you defend yourself? How can you protect yourself? You can't. You can't. So I'm telling people, get in the gym, take care of your health, take care of your family, be able to grow food, be able to protect yourself. If somebody kicking your door, do you got something to protect yourself with? Because see, I know a lot of single people out here, special ladies, a lot of single women out here. Oh, Fred up the street, he's just so nice. Fred is a good dude. Half head and sweaty back. They so friendly. They always help me with my grocery. Yeah, and they probably will. But let the lights go out. Let civil unrest happen. And let them know the police ain't coming. That's why I always tell y'all, man, you have to have something to protect yourself with. I guarantee, and they see you and they be like, man, you know, shorty pound cake, boy, I've been wanting some of that my whole life. You don't think they're going to try you? People will commit crimes. I think one thing stop people from committing crimes is they don't want to go to jail. But let people know the police ain't coming and you ain't going to jail. It'll be damn near purge out here. So you have to be in a situation to take care of your health and leave all of these distractions behind. Can you grow food? Can you purify water? Do you know how to get rid of the waste? Can you stop people from breaking in your house? Can you take care of others if there's a medical emergency? Those are the things that we should be worried about. I could care less about what's going on in the government. I can't control none of that anyway. So stop being distracted. Stop being distracted by these TV shows. Stop being distracted by this music. Stop being distracted by your job. If your job gonna get rid of you, they're gonna get rid of you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. But what you can do is start developing skills in baking food. If you're a cook, start cooking. Start your food truck. Start while you got the job. You should be working on other skills while you have that job. Yeah, I'm just too tired. My job worked me 8-10 hours a day. Then I drive an hour to work and now back. Yeah. You keep on, you're gonna have all the time you want. You're gonna have all the time. You're gonna have all the time you want. And then you're going to be scrambling to try to be able to feed yourself and take care of your family. So like I said, man, stop being distracted. And I thank y'all so much. I had over 1,000 people in this live today. So I thank y'all for joining. But yeah, don't worry about what's going on with Greenland. Don't worry about what's going on with NATO. I'm going to talk about it because it's good news. It's good clicks and views. But I ain't worried about Venezuela. I ain't worried about Maduro. I ain't worried about what's going on in Minnesota with ICE. I ain't worried about President Trump. Hell, who am I? I can't do nothing about none of that stuff anyway. So I'm not going to sit here and worry. Not one bit. So with that said, people, man, I greatly appreciate y'all joining. I got another live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be talking about what's coming is worse than you think. And then we'll do another one probably tomorrow night. And we'll see if we can squeeze a couple more in by the end of the week. But with that said, man, I'm April. And until next time, y'all be good. Stop being distracted. Take care of yourself.